What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. It is now Sunday morning. And I'm hoping this thing is going to fire up. There's still a little bit left to do, but we've got a few more bits and pieces just to chuck on, like the valve cover, put a battery in it, spark plugs in it, blah 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 blah, put coolant in, you know, all that sort of stuff. But we should be getting this started today with any luck. With any luck. But it's all looking quite good so far. So Jamie's just checking the coils. Battery's all charged up. That can get slung back in. And then we just have at it, basically. So.
3.3.
3.3?
3.3. That's why you clean them.
What was it before?
It was 2 ohms worth of rust on them. 3.4.
Right then. Ooh. Oh, where's my magnet gone? Oh, there we go. Right, top tip for you. We did get everything buttoned up and started tipping water in the radiator and all that lot, and it all just peed out the bottom. I mean, like, it gushed out the bottom. And it turns out that underneath the manifold at the front here, there's 2 little drain bungs, and we didn't see them on the thing. So they weren't in, so it just emptied its guts all over the bench basically. The good news is it did flush out a bit of goo from the water jacket. The bad news is it's probably taken us an hour and a half-ish, at a guess, just to get 2 screws and copper washers in there. Lesson is, put the bloody thing in before you start mucking about with it. Everything else. Right, so that's all done. Should we try tipping water in it again? Well, actually, I'll take these back to the thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bleed off up here, yeah. Into the thermostat housing.
Yeah, can do.
That's done.
It's dribbling, but I would have expected it to be more than that. The cap's off, isn't it?
Cap's off. Level's not really going down much.
Maybe just crack it a little bit anyway, just to help it come through this end. Feel very,
It was burping, there was bubbling and stuff as it was filling up.
So it was dribbling down here and now it's stopped.
That's where he's on. Other stuff included fan. Coils is on, aren't they? Is that on?
Yep.
Fuel pump. What was that one to?
I don't know, I'm guessing that's the tank level. Is there a fuel tank level in there?
Yes, I believe.
Is there?
Oh, hot, cold.
No, there's no fuel gauge.
Fuel.
Okay.
Fuel warning light. It's curious there's 2 fuel warning lights.
Where?
Why have 2?
Pass.
One is you're getting low. The next one is you're going to run out.
Possible. Right,
he's all on.
Well, we need some fuel then. We're happy it's all oil tight and watertight and...
Yeah, we're going to run it on the auxiliary.
Yeah.
Rather
did
than...
you empty those before you put them on?
No.
So they should be fuel in them already?
Well, yeah, should be. Theoretically.
Right, so
Let's do it on the auxiliary then.
Ooh, nice, there's a hole in the bottom.
There's a hole in the what?
Biro.
Of course there would be, breathe hole. Duct tape. You can fix anything with duct tape. And if you can't fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape. See with that, I'll throw a bit of heat shrink on it.
Is it flowing?
There's bubbles coming out of it.
Alright. See any fuel leaking?
No, this is good. We did do all those bungs up on the bottom. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it flowing, but there's not a lot flowing down. It's pinging out the duct tape. I think your duct tape is just below the hole. Because I can see the hole.
We need more duct tape, obviously.
Coming out of the fuel pump, you've got a red and a black wire.
Yeah.
And the other end of that wire.
Yeah, it's yellow and green, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a join in the middle there somewhere. Right then, so we've made quite a bit of progress. Actually, turn that off. So the battery's on. It's now got coolant in it. Now that we've bunged up the holes, there are no leaks that we can see, which is all good. It's got oil in it. Everything is connected as far as we can tell. The coils are on it. We've jerry-rigged this auxiliary thing, which is actually quite funny. You got it? Sweet. Battery's on, blah, 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 blah. We've got some funnies going on with the electrics by the looks of things, but then again, that's no surprise.
No.
We haven't got any plugs in it.
I'm just going to turn it over first.
And all we're going to do is turn it over just to make sure it can build a bit of oil pressure, basically, and just make sure everything is tickety-boo.
Let it shoot some of that oil out the top. Shall we get some paper rag?
Yeah. We don't even need the fuel for this bit because it's only going to be turning over on its battery, isn't it?
Just going to spit whatever oil there is on top of the pistons. It's going to spit out.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's stuff it in there, just hold it over.
Right. Okay, you want to do the honours? It's not in gear, is it?
No neutral light, is there? Yeah, there is, but it ain't on.
It's not connected, I don't think.
Right.
Oh, hang on, the back wheel's off. Can you spin it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in neutral.
Right.
Right.
Ready?
Yeah. No. Oh, hello.
Ooh. Battery's definitely charged, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the starter relay then? Well, actually, we even check the fuses. Right then, we found a problem, or we think we found a problem. Oh, where's that gone? There we go. Right, so we had a look at all the fuses is fine. Oh, actually, where's the fuse cover?
No, there was one, there was that one that weren't fine.
Yeah. All the fuses under there was fine. However, on the starter relay, you've got a 30 amp fuse. Starter relay's on the left-hand side. And this is, I don't know if you can see, it's got warm because it's bulging and all sorts. We metered it and it's also blown, so that's junk. All the rest of the fuses seem okay, but we was looking at the starter relay and the contacts just looked horrible. So we've had all that apart and cleaned it. We've also, there's a couple of this green and white connector here come off the switch gear up here. So they've had a blast out as well. I haven't got any contact cleaner, so we just used a card cleaner and then blew it out the airline. We've also checked and metered the switch. That all seems to be good. We put the spark plugs in, but we haven't got the HT leads on yet. So it's not going to fire over. We just want to turn it over and see if we can build a bit of oil pressure, basically, don't we?
Yeah,
that's
much.
it. So,
Go then. Give it some juice.
You've seen the crap coming out the tailpipe, look.
Should be oil.
No, it's bits of cardboard.
That's leaves, not cardboard. Leaves are fine.
Leaves coming. Oh, light's gone. Oh no, it's still on.
It's off.
It's gone off.
There you go, got oil pressure.
Right. So, are we forgetting anything? Do we want to put a bit more fuel in that?
Yeah. Put a little
Right.
bit more fuel in.
Let's do that, and then we can see if the bugger goes. There can't be anything else left, surely.
We'll have to put the choke on.
Good thing is there's no clunky noises, no clanking noises. There's nothing peeing out the bottom of it yet.
It's peeing out the
It's
bottom
peeing out
of
the
this
jerry can though, because the thing's not all right. I can't think of anything else. I can't think of anything else. That's got to be it.
Prayers. 2 and 3 are the wrong way round, but tough.
See that kind of... I don't want to sit there nicely, does it? Right, so he's on. Right, so Plugsy's going in. We know it can build oil pressure and stuff. We've just topped up the thingy with fuel as well.
They're all tight, yeah.
That's all tight.
What's your idle? Where's the idle?
It's down there.
How far open are we? Not very. So let's go a bit higher than that.
Yeah. So literally all we want to do is try and get the bugger going. We think there might be fuel in the fuel bowls. Don't really know. Although there should be now that's hooked up and turned on. Shouldn't there?
Yeah. I'm bottomed out on this idle. I want to open those a bit more, to be honest. Why is that not being twisted anymore? Or am I just going the wrong way with it?
No, you're coming away.
Yeah, so that's opening it up, is it?
No, it's not.
That's closing it.
That's closing it.
Okay.
You can see the connector here.
Right. That's as far as I can go with that. I want it to be a bit higher open, to be honest, but...
So it's that, if you wind it and have a look at that.
Yeah, I can't. That's as far as it goes. I want it to be a bit further open, but... That'll have to do. Let's get the choke on. Is the choke cable connected now?
No.
Ah.
It's here.
Will that stay if you push it over? No.
Well, if I hold it.
Alright, we'll hold it then. Right.
All the way?
Yeah, hold it all the way.
Right. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's pull those open a bit. Where's the... Can you get to the linkage? No. Not easily, anyway.
Hang on. No, just push on that link there.
Okay, alright. Go on then, go again. Okay, let's evaluate. Let's right, let's fuel pump then. Are we supposed to prime that somehow?
At the minute, with those butterflies shut, we are just operating on the pilot circuit, which is where it comes in here, right?
Yeah. You could do both.
Even though they're not as open as much as it...
No, if you hold the choke and just hold the floats, valves open a little bit, if you can.
Want to try and hit the button?
Very much so.
Right. Can we just check to see if we're getting fuel? If I undo one of these float bowls, yeah, the drain plug, and we could probably do with making sure we're getting a spark as well, but I suppose...
Well, I mean, that filter is full.
Is it? Can you see?
I can't hear the pump go in there.
If you turn it on, it should prime, right?
I would have thought so. But he ain't, is he? Is that pump? No, it's not pumping out the tank, is it? It's pumping into into the bowls, isn't it?
I've just thought.
Where's this go? This goes through the filter, into the pump, out the pump, into the bowls. Is that the wrong way around?
No, that connector's too big. It can only go into this one. Yeah. It's just that that's a white end and a black end, so.
Yeah. Alright.
Then that just disappears into the loom.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we have been chasing our tail for how long? I'm going to say 2 hours.
2 hours? I'd say, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Well, it is, isn't it?
It's about 2 hours, yeah.
If you include all the head scratching, and then the cussing, and the 3 cups of coffee that we've had trying to figure stuff out, it's about 2 hours.
The 3 cold cups of coffee.
Well, we haven't had the last one, to be fair. Well, you haven't, I did.
Right.
So, what was happening is we got a couple of problems. That's one of them. That's the flasher relay for the fuel warning light. So there is a sender up in the tank, which I've also trashed. I'll tell you about that in a minute. That's the fuel warning relay. Yeah. So basically, as you get low on fuel, there's 2 fuel lights up on the dash, and basically one starts flashing. And it just goes off and on and off and on and off and on. So we took that off. We're not using that. And then we had issues with fueling. So this is really hard to see because you couldn't tell if it's full of fuel or not. And then we weren't sure that the pump was running. So we've had to short out various connectors and various other bits and pieces. We disconnected all the feed for the carbs and we jimmied it about until we actually got it to squirt fuel out, didn't it? And it went all over the battery, which was really good. Then we found we weren't getting a feed to the fuel pump. So we've been metering just everything. But it's the fuel pump gets its live from the coil? No, it's switched earth from the coil, isn't it?
Well,
is it?
Yeah, it's both. So it gets live and 0.
That's it.
12 and 0.
12 and 0 from the coil,
yeah,
to the relay, which then turns it on, which gives it 12 volts back to the pump. And that weren't working. So Jamie took that out, hit it with a socket wrench. Because they do stick. They do stick. But we think we're basically there, basically. We think. So anyway, go on, you've been instrumental in getting all this lot done, so you should be the one to do the do.
You ready?
No. Is it on?
It's on.
We've got fuel. Go on then.
That's a job well done, isn't it?
It is, matey.
Clutch rattle.
Is that leaking again?
Sideway. Quite steady.
Are they all getting hot? Exhaust?
Yeah, the radio one's got hot.
Yeah, it's the top of the exhaust.
Well, that's alright.
What about the coolant lines? Is that?
Yeah, good luck.
Temperature gauge reading control. Temperature gauge is connected, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Stop it the battery one.
Down there. The rattling could just be the screws.
No, it's got much basket rattle, although it's quiet right now.
Yeah.
The top's all quiet. That's all nice. Definitely leaking air Carb cleaner.
Hey?
Carb cleaner.
Mind you, we haven't got the air hookup on here and
It's air. It's raw and air in.
that one was opening more. Going up. Yeah. See if the fan kicks in.
Fan connected. Definitely a rough idle, isn't it? You want to drop the idle down and stuff, yeah. About one, just over one. Keep it there. Better.
Choke's fully off, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely needs a balance.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's all going to get, once it all gets buttoned up with an airbox, so it's all going to get pressure washed off anyway.
You'll feel the pressure on that, of course. Feels nice, doesn't it?
Settles down to an idle nice as well, doesn't it? It needs a tune.
Needs a balance.
Is that the expansion tank, the coolant?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was pissing out.
No. It's just got a lot of air in it still.
I did do that bleed up, didn't I? That's a 10mm. Actually, well, it would have come out when it was running if I hadn't.
Well, there you go. That sounds right, doesn't it?
Sounds mint.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. How good is that? What a day. What a day. Jamie's chipped off because he's got to go for his dinner. Or he's getting fed to the dog. But full disclosure, we did have, like initially when we just wanted to build up some oil pressure in it, we didn't have plugs in it or anything else. Just tried turning it over. And we was hitting the starter, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't actually turning over. So we had to have all sorts of stuff apart. You know, the switch gear up here, we checked and cleaned out that connector and cleaned up the starter solenoid. It seems all right. I think the battery is a little bit low now because we have been cranking it a bit, just doing all those checks and stuff. So that's going to get put back on charge, but that'll be fine. And all our time today went into tracking down a bloody electrical problem, and it looks like it's just dodgy relays. You know, well, I mean, that's a cheap fix, but you've got to find the bugger to start off with. And the fact that, you know, the oil pump is controlled, well, is fed essentially from the coils, which fires another relay that tells the pump to go on. It's just convoluted is the word I'm looking for, I think. But, and we have been scratching our head, we didn't think we was going to get it done. But when it fires up, oh, when it fires up, and it just went. It didn't like struggle to life, it just went. The fire up you saw, that was genuinely the second time it had been on. The first time it kind of started by accident because we was like trying to sort out the fuel pump issue, and we hit the starter and it fired up. So at that point we just went, right, turn it off, we're firing it up on camera, because that way if there are any issues you'll see them. When we first fired it up, there was a banjo bolt down here on the oil cooler which I just hadn't done up. That's the only leak, and it was just like drip, drip, like that. It wasn't, you know, nothing silly or anything. All the coolant system is tight, all the sump's tight, there's no oil peeing out of anywhere. It did smoke a bit, but it's been squirted with WD and like wiped down with oily rags, and there's like 20 years of goo on it. So it's going to smoke a bit, isn't it? But it sounds awesome. It is a full micron system. It is obnoxious, but it's not horrible obnoxious, it's nice obnoxious. And it just, you know, once you tweak like the idle down and you just hear it chugging away and all that kind of stuff, it's mega. And it's like you get to £2,000, blip the throttle, and it's really responsive. It just picks the revs up. We haven't revved it silly or anything else. It's, you know, I just wanted to let it go through a couple of heat cycles, which it is now done. And it's just getting left. So plans are just going to leave it now, let it all cool off. The coolant system just has plain water in there, nothing else, straight out of a tap. So all that needs to get dumped, and it's probably going to get filled up and flushed through again, just because if there is any bits in there, I just want to try and get rid of them basically. So it's going to get more water in it. The oil is going to get dumped purely because we've been in there monkeying about, and if there are any bits floating around, I don't want them in there. So even though it's only been running for like 10 minutes or something stupid, the oil's just straight in the jug, and I'll use it when I'm drilling stuff basically. Put some fresh in there, and then we're going to put it through a few heat cycles and just make sure everything is happy. And as long as there's no issues, then we're in. The oil we've got, it is only cheap stuff, but it's 10W40, you could run it on it quite happily. So that oil is going to stay in there, and it'll probably stay in there for, I don't know, 300 miles-ish, something like that. And then all the valve covers got to come back off again, and we just took the head down, you know, just make sure it's all as it should be. And I'm also going to check all the shims, just because if anything has bedded down and that, and, you know, it's close to, I want to know now. But I can swap out shims with, you know, without any problems really. So that's it. We have got an air leak on the boots that join the carbs to the engine. Easy way of checking that is you just get carb cleaner and squirt it on the boots. You will hear the revs pick up. Because essentially it's sucking air in, so it gets rich and it just pushes the revs up basically. It's a really quick and easy way of doing it, but I know I'm leaking air in there. I checked all the boots when I put them on. They're not perished, they're not cracked or any of that stuff. Everything was clean when it went together. So we're just going to have a look at the O-rings, make sure, you know, everything is as it should be. But I can sort that out, that's no worries. Carbs need balancing, which I'll get the gauges out and we'll have a play with that. I'm not going to bother doing a colour tune. I think it is running lean. But what we're going to do is stick it on a dyno, get an air-fuel ratio chart against the revs, and we can basically work it out from there. But with that can, I don't know if this was jetted for it because these carbs was off something else. You know, we're going to have to monkey about basically. But the bugger runs, and it sounds good. It sounds so good. It really does. All this work, and it's like, all your Christmases in one day. I'm pretty sure you can't have as much fun as that and keep your trousers on. But no, that's it. So, I have to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to Jamie. Like, huge. He's gone now. He might see this video. He hasn't been watching them. His missus has. So she'll probably tell him anyway, Stacey. But a massive, massive, massive thank you. There's, you know, having someone around who knows what they're doing as far as engines go, just walking you through it. You know, I'm quietly confident if I had to do it again, I could do it again. And I'd know what to check and know how to do it nicely and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully it just fire up like this did. But a huge thank you for his help today. The time is now 5 o'clock. We have been here all day, but it's been a day really, really, really well spent. So what I'm going to do is get all the rest of it done. It's all going to get cleaned. I'll put all the other bits and pieces on it. I've got to order a couple of relays, some bulbs, because they're knackered and broke. You know, odds and sods like that. We're going to sort all the bodywork out, get Jack to paint that for me. And when it's MOT day, he's going to come with me. We're also going to stick it on the dyno at some point, probably before then. So we'll be coming down for that as well. And we just see how it goes, basically. But as soon as it's MOT'd and it can go out on the street, the boy's having a go. I think he's deserved at least that. At least that. If I can get him a hangover, I'll do that as well. But anyway, Jamie, thank you ever so much for your time and your trouble, and for gifting me the bike and just helping out and everything else. Top bloke, really nice guy. And it's cool that we get on as well as we do. But anyway, that's where I'm leaving it for this one. On a high note, I do hope you're well and staying safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters!